In those days when I started learning Photoshop, I was so legal in learning how to remove background of an image. Frederick here, and in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to remove the background in your image. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, cool. So I'll be using these three images here. We have the three images and we have a background here. So let's import these images into Photoshop. Here we have a Photoshop being opened here. We'll click File, Open, or you can do it directly from here. So click on Open. Let's go locate our images. I have the images in the download folder and in the folder called Photoshop. So I can select the three images all together, or you can take it one by one. It depends on you. So I'm gonna select these three images and click on Open. Good. So we have our images now imported into Photoshop. I am going to organize it in the order of editing. Yes, okay, we have it like this. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So we will be starting with this very first image of an African princess in African attire. So here we're going to be using the Photoshop 2020 Artificial Intelligence Background Remover. So to do this, first you have to remove this padlock that we have here in this section, just by clicking on it. Now we have the padlock being disappeared. We will be using Photoshop properties here. If you don't see it here, let me remove it. I'm gonna close it. To have it, we go to Windows and look for Properties. Properties, we have it here. So we'll click on Properties, and voila, you see this background remover tool here, remove background. Sometimes it might not be visible, so you have to click on this little arrow here to make it visible. So I'm gonna click on after removing the padlock here in the section, look for your properties. If it's not visible here, we go to Windows and click on Properties. Now let's click on Remove Background. Voila, we have a background being removed. I'm gonna hide this for now. To be sure that we have everything being perfectly removed, I would like to hide the background. So to do this for now, I'm gonna click on this thing here. Click on Solid, select the color of the background that you want. Let me take something like this and click OK. Now we have to drag the background down below our image. To do so, just drag down the background. Voila, we have a background right below our image. I think this is perfectly okay. Let me zoom a little bit to see. I think this is perfectly okay. What can be done? What can be done here is to click on the mask section here. We go to filter, order, minimum to refine a bit the edge. So I'm gonna leave it the radius in 2 and click OK. Our image is perfectly okay. I'm gonna click on press Alt from my keyboard and press the mask section of our image. I think this is perfectly okay. Press again Alt on my keyboard and press the mask section. I'm double clicking on a solid color, the background color here. You can change the background color to the color of your choice. I think something like it's gonna be okay. I would like to create to have a little create in here. Okay, filter, blur gallery, fade blur. It's going to tell you that you have to convert this to smart object. This shape must be rasterized or converted to a smart object before proceeding. So I'm going to convert to smart object. Then in the blur, I will drag this to around 211. Click OK. And drag down a little bit the opacity. Here you have it. Your background being removed. And you have replaced the image with a very good gradient background. I also like to add another background. So while we had this background, I'm going to hide also the ellipse. And I like to use this background. So we're going to import this background in the Photoshop. This can also be done by right clicking, open with Photoshop. So I am dragging this background into our first image. Drag and drop in here. All right. I'm going to click on Show Transform Control. I want to drag, enlarge this image. I want to enlarge it very well. Enlarge. I think we are. Yeah, I think we are okay like this. Okay. Or press Return on your keyboard. So I'll click on Filter, Blur Gallery, Field Blur, and I'm gonna leave this this 15. Let's make it a little bit. Let's make it 20. We have to no. Let's leave it at 15, and we'll click OK. We have a background been replaced here. Let's check the previous image here. Disable a mask from this to this. So now let's go back to our first image. I want to show us another way to remove the background. I'm going to leave the background. Let's hide the background for now, and I'm going to delete this layer mask. This is our initial image. And how do we remove the background of this one without using the Photoshop artificial intelligence? in the properties. So we're going to be using the object selection tool. Drag from the left to the right. Our image has been selected. But as you can see, we have a little problem here, that this part of the background is not selected. So how do we fix this? Back to the object selection tool, but this time press down the mouse and we have quick selection tool. And in the quick selection tool, you have to make sure you've selected this brush with the minus sign. Drag inside until we have this being selected. If you have to reduce the size of the brush, that can be done here. Image is well selected here now. So we have this option up here, this thing that is called, I will click on enhance edge, select and mask. Click, select and mask. Voila, we have our image being selected properly here. So what do we have to do here? With this image, there is not much to do, so we have to click OK in this section, and voila, we have our image being selected. So if I go back to the background layer and make this visible, this small eye here is to make visible and invisible. If we click on this eye, the background becomes invisible. We'll click back on it, becomes visible. Now as you can see, we have our image background being cut out without problem. This is the second image here. We're gonna remove this the background and replace it with another one. Remember, we click on the padlock in a first image. So now we'll click on properties. I said if you don't have the property, you can find it in the window. Clicking on the window, we have a property here. So click on remove background. So Photoshop Artificial Intelligence would do its things and get rid of your background. So in this case, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna add a solid color background. Click OK and drag our background below the image. I'm going to change a little bit the color, the background color. We have it here, but if you look a little bit, we have a few things that we need to refine the edge of our image. So how do we do this? Click on the mask, select a brush tool, and in the blending mode, we change to overlay. The flow will reduce to 20 or 25. I'm gonna reduce this to 20. Okay, I think we are ready to go. So you press Alt on your keyboard and press on the mask layer. We're gonna reduce our brush size. You can do that from here, or you can do that by right clicking and drag. Left and right. To increase left, to reduce the size of the brush, to increase right and to reduce the size of the brush to the left. I think I'm okay with these. Then you click outside. Alright, I'm gonna zoom. Press the space bar on your keyboard to move around the image. So I'll start painting the edge. I think I need to reduce a little bit more the size of my brush. This is okay. Then I start painting the edge. One other thing, make sure that the foreground color is selected to black. You have to set it to black. Then we start painting the edge. We'll find out that the jaggy edge is being removed. You need patience to do this. The black is to remove and the white is to return. You see, let me paint back. The white brings back and the black remove. Gonna paint out this. Doesn't affect the white color. The white area is the visible section, while the black is the mask section. Painting all these out. So we'll press a key, from the keyboard, the Alt key once again, and press the mask area. Now we have our image here. See the edge, well refined. I think we still have a few things to do here, so we'll press Alt, the mask. Okay, Alt from the keyboard, I'll press a layer mask. Alright, so I'm gonna drag in a background. Drag into the image. So how do we bring this background behind that image? Drag and drop below the image. Okay, I need to increase the size of this background image, so I click on the image, select show transform, control, or we can do it the other way by going to edit, a free transform, or Control T. Drag one edge to the other one. So I want to really enlarge this image. I think I'm gonna leave it somewhere here. Okay, press return on your keyboard. Okay, here got filter, blur gallery feed blur, and we have an image. You can increase the blur here, or with this wheel here. This is all the blur wheel here. I'm gonna leave it around 14. Click OK. We have an image. I'm gonna drag this image a little bit down, and now you can add few other things. We need to work on the edge of this image. We have few things that we need to fix. Click on the mask layer, filter, order, minimum. You're gonna leave this minimum to 1. Let me see. Okay. And I think we have few other things to do. We have the edge a bit jaggy. Click on the mask layer, select the brush tool, return the blending mode back to normal, the flow back to 100%. Right click, increase a little bit your brush. Make sure the brush is in hard round, and you work a little bit with, you paint a little bit here, the edge. If I enter inside, it remove also. I'm going to click on edit, undo brush tool. All right, I'll reduce the size of the brush by right clicking, and I drag a bit down, or you can also do that from here, from this section up here. So I think I need to reduce a little bit more, so I'll leave it for 6. Okay, then I can work a little bit on the edge. I'm gonna reduce the image a little bit more. I mean, sorry, the brush a little bit more. Exactly. Increase the brush. Yes. And paint. A little bit. The edge. Remember that our foreground color must be in black. However, if you want any area to be visible, then we change to white, and now we have it visible. If you want the edge, the area to be invisible, we'll click again on black and we'll paint it out. It's that simple. Okay, we have other part of this increase my brush, paint out a little bit the edge. Kind of a little adjustment. Go to blue. select these two and create a group. Okay. So our image from these to this wonderful background. We have this image of a beautiful princess here. Remember, we click on the padlock and we go to properties, remove background. Background removed. Our foreground color, and voila, we have our image in. But I will be dragging in our background. Click show transform, control. I'm gonna make it very large. Expand the image. Want those parts to be visible. Okay. I think something like this will be okay. Can go to filter gallery. Use the wheel. Okay. We have our image background being removed. Now this little edge, this little jaggy edge here, we can also work on it by clicking on the mask layer. Go to filter, order, minimum. I'm sure you enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please smash the like button, and if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next one.